Right, thank you, Mr. Mahesh, for that warm and generous introduction. And also, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee of EDEX Expo 2025 for inviting me and giving me this opportunity. Right. Do you know what's so special about Sunday evenings, especially between 3 to 4? Anyone? Exactly, it is a nap time. So if I was at home, I would be probably napping. But here we are all eagerly waiting to widen our horizons on the subject of artificial intelligence. So I like that attitude. Okay, so today we are going to explore something fascinating and also alarming. What happens when machines make mistakes? And more importantly, how that is going to affect you. What are your rights, responsibilities in this AI era? Right, let me begin with a question. What would you do if an AI got your exam results wrong? Let's take an example. Let's take GCE Advanced A-Level. So let's assume the paper marking is done by a tool rather than teachers involved or humans involved, right? So you worked very hard for 2.5 years. You sat for the exam with brimming confidence, and when the results out, you failed. What are your thoughts? Now you might be thinking, okay, I am not using that much of AI, so AI can't do any harm to me, or whatever the decisions made by AI is not going to affect me. You must be thinking this. Is that true? Let's have a look. Tell me how many of you use Google Maps on your way here or when you are exploring a new territory? You are suggested with the fastest route. And what is behind that? AI is behind that, doing the calculation and giving you the route. You are watching Netflix. You just done with the TV series, and then you see another suggestion that is in the same taste of the previous movie or TV series you watched. Again, AI is doing its magic behind the hood. Or else you do a quick search on Google, and then Google's give you a summary now with, we call it AI summary. In addition to that, you interact with the tools that are for content creation, voice assistant like Siri. So pretty much in all these tools, AI is integrated. So whether you like it or not, today you are surrounded by AI without you knowing it. So the most important question to ask here is that if AI is already shaping or influencing your decisions for smaller things, like which movie to watch or which song to listen to, think of how big the stakes are if AI is going to influence life critical decisions such as your education, your healthcare, or your career. So let me walk you through a few real world examples where actually AI has gone wrong. So the first case is from the Amazon, the famous multinational company, US tech company. So this Amazon use screening tool, CV screening tool between 2014 to 2017, and it was found out that this tool downgrade women's resume. So to elaborate it further, what happens is that if a CV or resume has the word woman or women or any female related activity, this tool automatically downgrades it. So there were some candidates who had put like the captain of the women's chess team or captain of the women's swimming team, and that was automatically detected and given a lower score. So this was revealed or found out in 2018, and Amazon actually scrapped that tool, yet the damage is already done. Another powerful example is in the realm of facial recognition. Now we know the facial recognition being used to unlock your phone and also in the surveillance programs as well. So the scientists from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, they conducted a research on this commercial level face recognition system. So what this facial recognition system does is, in this particular scenario, when you input a face or when you input an image of a person, it classifies it as either male or female, right? Now, the findings are shocking. What these researchers found out is that there is a higher error rate for darker skinned faces or darker skinned people, which is up to 34. Whereas there is a low error rate for white skinned men. Now, again, I'll explain a little bit further. Let's assume that you take 100 images of white skinned men, right? You put it through that tool. the tool correctly identify out of that 100, 99 photos or 99 images are classified as men, correct. Only one image get classified as either women or unknown. So the error rate is 1. Now you do the same. You again input 100 images for dark-skinned woman. AI only identifies out of that 100, 66 to be classified as women. 34 photos were classified as either male or unknown. So the error rate is 34. So there's a discrimination, clear discrimination in terms of identifying these faces, right? Right. The third case, this happened somewhere back in 2023, where two lawyers from the US, they were fined $5,000 each. Why? Because they submitted false information to the court. So apparently what happened is that these two lawyers had asked ChatGPT to generate some citations. And they thought that ChatGPT would actually generate citations with the real information. Yet, what ChatGPT had done is that it fabricated 6 citations. These lawyers didn't verify it anywhere, directly went to the court, got verified and penalized. So now these are just 3 examples out of many where AI has gone wrong, and you can see the gravity of these situations, right? These are not like just a bad movie suggestion where Netflix says you that movie is funny and then it turn out to be not. These are life-altering situations. Think of all the trauma and the damage happened to these candidates who applied through Amazon's recruitment tool. Think about the this client of these lawyers who got affected. Right. So let's see. Now you know certain situations where it went wrong. Let's see why. Why AI is doing these mistakes? What are the reasons? There are 3. First one is bias in data. So when we talk about the word AI, what actually there is this thing called large language model or LLM. That is where actual magic is happening. So these large language models are made by training those models with plethora of data, loads and loads of data extracted from the internet and other resources. So if you train an AI with incorrect data or biased data, it's highly likely that the output is also going to be biased. So let's take the example of this Amazon's recruitment tool, right? Now there what happened is that when they dig in and when they investigated the issue, they realized that Amazon trained this particular tool with 10 years of historical data, and what was in that historical data? There was a male-dominated pattern, where for most of the positions in Amazon for the last 10 years were heavily dominated by men. So what AI learned is to prefer men over the women. So that's why when it got a CV, if there was a word woman or women, it automatically downgraded. Now thing is that this is not just not a bug in the software, or this is not intentional as well. I don't think anyone in Amazon would want to discriminate over men or women. This is just the outcome of training an AI model with biased data, right? So that's the first thing. Second one is we call hallucinations. So normally humans hallucinate, but it turns out that large language models or LLMs also hallucinate. Why this happens? This happens because the AI or the LLM doesn't know what you're asking. For example, let's take another example, right? So let's say there is an AI model that is trained with data from 1985 to 2015, 30 years of data, right? This means that it doesn't know anything that happened before 1985, or it doesn't know anything that happened after 2015. It only has the knowledge of a 30-year period. Now you go to that LLM and ask, hey GPT, can you tell me what is the most trending car brand in the world in 2025? What do you think the answer is going to be? The LLM or the AI will still get back to with you an answer very confidently, but it is totally made up, fabricated. Because this AI didn't have any information about the incident or anything happening in 2025. Therefore, still it's bound to give you back an answer, so it makes up an answer. That's the hallucinations. Coming to the lack of context. So AIs understand the world different to what we do, right? It is very good at identifying patterns after referring to a lot of data, and then it's very good at pattern, but it can't understand context particularly. I'll give an example. You go to the GPT and ask, hey, can you tell me how to make a bet? Now there are 2 answers the LLM can give, AI can give. One is, it will give you a set of instructions to make a wooden bat, cricket bat or baseball bat. Or else it would give you a set of instructions to create a costume in the form of a bat or an origami in the form of a bat. So it is struggling with that context. Whereas if the same question was asked from human, there would be follow-up question asking, okay, what bat do you mean? Are you referring to the animal? Are you referring to the wooden bat? So these are three reasons why AI is making mistakes. Right. Now let's come to a scenario. Let's say that you were unfairly treated by an AI. Now what are your options out there? Are you going to just keep your mouth shut, thinking that, okay, this is my destiny, I mean, there's nothing to do about it? Or are you going to back off because you can't go and fight with the big corporates? Don't have the power and don't have the legal coverage. So there's an answer. You've got rights. You have got rights in this AI era. Let's see what those are. The first one is right to know when AI is used. So this is where an AI system is making decisions on behalf of you. In that case, you have the full right to be aware of this AI is making this decision for you. Let's take an example. Let's say that you are applying for a loan. So you got the loan application, completed it, you log into that bank's web portal and you submitted it. At that point, you have the right to be informed that this bank is using AI tools to process your application, right? So in 2024, in Europe region, they passed this act. They proposed this act called AI Act. According to the AI Act, companies are required to disclose whether they are using AI in the decision-making process for humans. That is first right. Second one is right to explanation. Now let's again take the example of the loan application. It got rejected now. Now what are your options? You can demand an explanation. You can ask, okay, I seem to have done everything from my side really well. I correctly completed the application. I attached the relevant document. Still it failed. Why? You can ask for a reason. That's your right to explanation. Third one, right to human review. Now again, so this is where the idea behind this right is that AI systems should not have the final verdict, final say about your critical decisions. So it's always expect to have a human in the loop, human in the middle, to review the decisions before communicating the final outcome to the user. Now again in our example, right, you can ask for bank manager or you can demand the bank manager, bank executive to have a look into the application and see what's wrong with that. Just because it was rejected by AI, it's not the case. So you can ask and you can demand the right to human review. The fourth one is right to privacy. Now this is where when you're interacting with the tools, every button click, every search criteria, every image generation, everything gets stored somewhere. And those are later used by those AI models to retrain them to make them better. But you have to, but once it is out, right? So therefore, you have the right to make sure that the data collected, how your data is collected, where they are going to be stored, and how they are going to be used. You have the complete right to get the visibility on your data. Right, so now you know your rights. Is that all? Is that enough for you to survive in the AI? I don't think so, because as humans, now since we are using AI, sometimes we can misuse it as well. We can, for our own benefit, we can misuse. This is where your responsibility comes. You have those powerful tools at your fingertips. So therefore, with great power comes what? Great responsibility, right? Let's see about your responsibility. So first one is think critically. Now in the general sense, you have to think critically in everything you do, right? You have to analyze everything. But here what I meant is that when you are interacting with the AI tools, you have to question the outcome of the AI tools. You should not consider it as the ultimate truth. As we discussed last time in the previous slide, AI tend to lie. It makes up its own answers, right? So you have to have that doubt about the outcome of the AI. Verify before sharing. So this is about, there are certain tools that generates the realistic yet false images, videos, voice clips and data, right? So what happens if you share something without verifying? You would be contributing to spreading misinformation. So the responsibility here is that when you are sharing AI content, just make sure it is correct. Use AI ethically. Your third responsibility. So this is where again AIs can be used for impersonations, scams, or plagiarisms. So you have to use AI with good intention, right? That's your third responsibility. And coming to the fourth, protect your privacy. Now we discuss about privacy in the as a right as well, but here you have a responsibility to protect your data. Do not upload, do not share, overshare your private information with the AI. Once it is out, it is out. You can never get it back, and those will be out there, used by other models to train and everything. So you have the right to, you have the responsibility to protect your privacy as well. Okay. So with these two are in place, there are a few more things that you need to cultivate, you need to have if you are going to survive or thrive in the AI world. I would call these attitudes and the skills, right? Starting with the AI literacy. Now, when you are becoming a driver, you have to learn all the road rules and then you have to obey them and follow them, right? Similar to that, in order for you to become a good literate person in AI, you have to know the rules and everything. But here it doesn't mean that you need to become a programmer or you need to follow a IT degree to be AI literate. No, you just need to know what are the limitations of the AI, in which occasions we can use it, what are the, how to use it, like have that general sense. If I give you an example, if you want to brainstorm an AI, you know which tool to go and talk to, ChatGPT. If you want to write a piece of code, you would know which tool to go and talk to, Cursor or something like that. And also make sure that you verify what AI is giving you. Always think critically and do that. The second one is creativity, another skill that you can have that will come in handy because AI cannot replicate creativity. It is always limited to the data the AI is trained with. So as humans, we have a clear advantage, and as a person, if you master this, you have a clear advantage in the coming, in future. Same goes with empathy, something that AI cannot reproduce. So if you cultivate this, if you are able to think from the other person's perspective, then you have an edge over the others. Fourth point is adaptability. So AI is very rapidly evolving. Now it has already started sneaking into other industries. Some are changing drastically, some are about to change. So you have to be always vigilant. You have to be always on alert to see what's happening around you. And then you have to adjust yourself to respond to those. Right, so let's do a recap. What did we learn? So we know that AI can do mistakes. We learned that why AI is doing these mistakes. Then we learn about your rights so that you no longer have to cave in, right? You can confront, you can fight. And at the same time, you know now how to use AI responsibly without cheating or without deceiving others. And also you know what kind of attitudes you need to cultivate in order for you to thrive in the coming AI world. Okay, so I would like to end with one quote. The future of the AI isn't just about machines being smart. It is also about humans being wise. Humans can never beat AI in terms of being smart. It is always efficient than us. When it has information, it will outrun us in all aspects. But what AI cannot do is become wise, which only humans can do. All right, that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for listening in. Any questions from anyone? Or
See something happen, we are legal, we have law to something. It's AI have mistakes or something.
right. So at the moment, I couldn't check the Sri Lankan context, but in Europe there is this GDPR law, General Data Protection. So that is the EU citizens are protected by that, where they have this right to demand, right for an explanation, right for human review. Yeah, yeah.
Currently all the recruitment companies, they are using AI for the CVs, they are checking from the AI tools. So once we have CV with the AI tags, then he make selected to the that positions. So if anyone has some set of same set of working experience and his qualifications, then he may not selected to the that position. Then any suggestions or any things will be happening in future for remove this kind of issues.
So I think that falls into the category of your responsibilities as using AI tools, because you at your fingertips you have certain tools where you can manipulate your CV, I mean change certain things and make it readable to the AI, which is not seen by the human eye, right? So I don't think, I mean, of course, from the technical point of view, there will be more validations coming in, verifications coming in to make sure that such manipulated or like altered CVs are not screened. But at the same time, as us who are using AI tools, we should be more responsible in using, not to cheat and not to deceive the systems.
So today, in the name of trend, people are uploading their images to like Gemini or ChatGPT to make some trendy images. Let's say recently it was Ghibli, and now they are doing like toy kind of an image to do that. So, is there a possibility that these apps can use their images for their machine learning purposes?
Definitely, yes. It can be used. So there's a risk of, so that's why you have to be careful when uploading your pictures, because then those will be used by machine recognition or like pattern recognition algorithms to make better predictions. So what I think in ChatGPT now there's incognito mode where you can use that, and it says that, at least it says that it doesn't store your private information or anything. It will be just wiped off. So any other questions?
සර් මේ සමහර දැන් අපි කැල්කියුලේෂන් කරනකොට ජෙමිනි chat GPT එහෙම ඒ අහන අවස්ථාවට අනුව උත්තර දෙකක් දෙනවා answers. එතකොට දැන් අපිට හැම වෙලේම දැන් එයාගෙන් කැල්කියුලේෂන් එකක් ගන්නවා. එතකොට අපි ආයි වෙනම අපි අතිල් ලියලත් කැල්කියුලේෂන් එක ගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට දැන් අපි කාලේ අපරාධේ වගේ හිතෙන වෙලාවට. ඒ කියන්නේ එයා ඔටෝමැටිකලි ජෙනරේට් කරලා දෙනවනේ answer එක. ඊට පස්සේ ඒක අපි හරිද කියලා බලන්න අපි ආයි අතින් හදලත් බලන්න ඕනේ කැල් එකෙන් ගහලා. එතකොට අර කාලය අපරාධය එතකොට AI පාවිච්චි කරන එක කියලාත් හිතෙන වෙලාවල. ඒක අර ඩබල් චෙක් කරගෙන.
ඔව් ඒක එතන එම් රිස්ක් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් සාමාන්‍ය ලොකු ගාණක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඉතින් ඒක අර ඔයාට සම්පූර්ණයෙන් හදන කෙනෙක් තේරුම් නැති වැඩක්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔය ටූල් එක යූස් කරන්නේ. ඉතින් එතෙන්දී හැබැයි ඉතින් ස්ටිල් අර ඩවුට් එක ඩවුට්ෆුල්නස් එකක් තියාගත්තොත් හොඳයි. හරි. ආන්සර් එක ගත්තා, but you can maybe try it with a different tool. Another free tool තියෙනවනේ. ඒකෙත් try කරලා බලන්න. එතකොට දෙකේම එකම වගේ එනවනම් එහෙම වෙනස් වෙන්න බෑ. දැන් chat GPT and Claude එක, Anthropic Claude හරි නැත්නම් Perplexity search engine, but there are other tools no, so you can run it multiple tools to verify that. Just don't accept it because අර එකකින් ගත්ත කියලා විතරක් don't going to rely on that 100%. Yeah. Prefer to. Any other questions? Okay, I think we can wrap up then 4 o'clock. Yeah, thank you very much for patient listening. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for that very informative lecture. I think everybody got an idea of even AI can make mistakes, so we have to act vigilantly and responsibly. So with that, thank you. There will be one more seminar on the AI theme at 4:30. Gen AI apps day-to-day use. Please do come for that at 4:30 p.m. Thank you very much.